up, people? It's Mr. Motherfucking R. Here today, of course, to give you guys Machine Dao Kizutsukanai episode 5 motherfucking review. And this week's episode was somewhat simple, yet I really enjoyed it. Why is that? Because in the beginning of the episode, I was asking myself, like, when's this tournament gonna start? Because, it's episode 5, and it's, getting sort of towards the middle. And if the tournament starts at the end and it's gonna be disappointed, then I'm gonna be kind of pissed off. Because I hate when they do that. Like, they'll just do, like, all types of random stories. Like, oh my god, don't even get me started about that fucking Arcania shit. Oh my god. Like, I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be like that. And it wasn't, so I was really happy. If you know what I'm talking about, then good for you. If you don't, then basically there's a series, and it was like, it was about the same length as this series is, like maybe like 13 episodes. And it was hinted in the beginning about this tournament that was going to take place between, like, all the people in there. And then by episode 11, the tournament starts and is 2 episodes long and is bullshit. No, 1 episode. Like, it's like, yeah, 1 to 2 episodes long. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I waited the entire anime for this, but no. Machine Dao knew what the fuck it was doing and said, you know what, it's episode 5. Next episode, let's start the fucking tournament. But in this episode, we learn a good deal of information. The first of which, we see a flashback, well, some of which, we see a flashback from Raishin's past. And basically, he's on the fucking ground. It looks like he's bruised and beaten up. And these people are like, you are nothing to the Akibane family. Like legit. It's like, this is gonna be the next head. He's gonna lead us to the new world. You ain't shit. And apparently, he runs away. And as he's trying to run away, his sister grabs him. He's like, I gotta go. And he leaves. And then this whole thing, then they were piecing it together. After he left, sometime in between there, his entire family, or most of his family, was killed by somebody who could be Magnus or his brother. I don't fucking know. I'm just confused. They're just showing us bits and pieces. And I want to see the picture. I don't feel like... I'm not good with puzzles, man. Well, I am, but still. I mean, there's just something missing. Because we got the before now, and we have the after. We're just missing the middle bit of it to know exactly what happened with his family. We're just missing that one little piece. The middle. Whatever happened in between, of course, him leaving his house and the fire that killed his sister and the rest of his family. And besides that, we also find out that Yaya has a sister. And she has an ability, and of course, she's in love with this nigga Chu. He's like, yeah, you can squeeze my breast. I'm like, yes, of course, fondle me and all that shit. And we could romp. Because apparently her ability is, when he gives her magic, she turns invisible along with him. And you can't smell them, you can't see them, and you can't hear them. So basically, they're completely invisible. And they're walking around. And we find out because of this, like when she's introduced, like before they go invisible, that he's actually a spy. And he's like part of the army or the military. I did not see that coming. Like, they just dropped that out of nowhere. I was like, what? Like, really? Wow. Like, he's a spy? I didn't see that coming. And also, we get introduced to a couple more characters. The big which is Frey and Loki. Loki is the older brother of Frey. And he's one of the he's one of the members of the round table. And he's only a second year, but he's a very good, very skilled fighter. And, people recognize him. They're somewhat, he's like, oh my god, he's a second year, he's already on the round? Damn, I didn't see that coming. And of course, besides that, we get Frey. And Frey, she's trying to assassinate him throughout the entire, episode, or most of the episode at least, because she is number 99, and of course Raishin is number 100. And on the first night of the tournament, they have to fight each other. And why is that important? Well, because after Raishin beat the shit out of Felix, she ain't gonna take no chances. A lot of people are like, oh my god, who's this Raishin kid? Like, he beat the shit out of Felix. What are we gonna do? And she decided that she's gonna assassinate him. And she did all types of shit. Like she took a fucking shower and laid on his bed all wet, titties out. I'm like, what? Well, not really out, like, yeah, come on. And she tried to poison his food, but she didn't have any sleeping potions, so she added a shitload of salt. She does some funny shit. Like, But it's kind of dumb too. It's like, oh my. She obviously is very clumsy. And of course, there's a couple other big ones, like when she tries to build a cage, and in the middle of this cage, which by the way does not have a roof or a floor, so just saying. But in the middle of this cage, she decides to put a porno magazine, and then she gets stuck in the cage. I'm like, I swear to God. Mm-mm. And then later on in the episode, we find out exactly why Frey is really desperately trying to win. And that is because of the promise that she made to her father. Or the promise that her father made to her, which is basically that if she wins or if she does something, I'm not sure, I believe if winning, but she has to do something, and after this tournament, they're going to become a family again. Her father, and Felix, and possibly even their mother. They're going to become a family again. They're going to spend more time together, and, they're going to let go of all this other shit. That's at least what her father promised her. And her automatron is like this weird dog, and it shoots like fucking sonic black waves, like out its mouth, like howls them, and they're pretty damaging. Of course, to Raishin, the dog goes out of control and attacks him, and he gets cut in the arm. And the dog's coming after him, like, yeah, he's about to try and fuck Raishin up. Raishin's like, fuck that shit. Throws a flashbang, incapacitates him, and he's okay. And then, of course, Frey heals his wounds. Like, she dabs it. She's like, oh yeah, I got my first aid kit. And so it's an interesting situation. It is starting to be like a harem, kind of, because this dude has a couple girls, like, all over him, like, legit. But I don't know, because I'm really digging Raishin. I really am. And besides that, we also got this thing between, of course, Charlotte's automatron, that dragon, and Yaya. And basically, Yaya, she's like, but I'm not a human, I wish I was human. And he's like, no. Why do you want to be human? Raishin needs you the way you are. If you were human, you couldn't protect him. And she looks at it like that, and as she's thinking about it, she's just thinking about, yeah, Raishin can be with any girl he wants, and she's slowly destroying this fucking bench. Like, she's squeezing on it, and there's like a fucking hole at the end, and she's like, nope, can't do it. And so it was pretty interesting. And at the very end of the episode, after she does that, she gets attacked. And there's like blood everywhere. And from what I saw, it looked like spike things. And if you look and pay very close attention to, of course, the introduction for each, episode, the intro, there's like this automatron that shoots like these spike things out of it. And it happens to look just like Loki's. And we haven't really seen the full extent of Loki's automatron. And so I'm assuming that Loki just attacked Yaya while Raishin was out, and Raishin's about to go fucking nigga up next episode. Yeah, I'm seeing it. And besides that, we also learn some very key information about the tournament. Because at first I thought it was like, yo, are they gonna just put like a shitload of motherfuckers in like a small little arena, and the last man standing walks out alive is the wise man? Well, no, apparently the first night only number 99 and 100 had to fight, I believe. And then after that, the higher levels, they have to fight at least 1 hour a day. That's the minimum requirement they have to fight during this tournament. They cannot just be like, no, I'm not fighting today. They have to fight for at least 1 hour a day. And the lower levels, they have the ability to say no and skip a fight. They don't have to fight every battle. And I don't mean to be like this, but I mean, Yaya's kind of fucked up. And tonight, aka next week's episode, because Yaya just got fucked up. In that night, or this night, currently speaking, when the anime, in the anime right now, this night, he's gonna have to fight against Frey. But his automatron just got fucking like blood everywhere. And so I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, how's he gonna fight? There's so many questions that we got now. And all I can wait is for next week's episode. That's all I can really do. And I cannot wait. Because it's going to be very interesting. And I could be wrong about the whole just 99 and 100 are fighting tonight. But the start of the tournament, I believe, starts with 99 and 100 fighting each other. And there's also a couple other things, like apparently there are these talismans that if the wearer, if the automatron user wears it, then even if he's knocked unconscious, his doll can still receive his magic, which in my opinion seems like a very good thing, since isn't this a death match? So if you get knocked the fuck out, you best have a talisman on so your doll can still protect your ass, or you're gonna die. All I gotta say. And overall, I'll give this up to right here. You know what? It was pretty funny. Yaya was hilarious. Like, oh my god, because that's how she is. If she really is, like, all these misunderstandings and Charlotte, like, oh, you like big titty women. I'm like, oh my god, she's into this nigga. I'm like, oh fuck it, why not? I'll give this episode right here a straight up 9 out of 10. It was a solid, good episode. And with that being said, Smithers to motherfucking R. Peace the fuck out.